everyone, how are we doing? It is Monday again, meaning we are back for our public broadcaster session here at Sebring today. Not many people join in today's session. It looks like we potentially might have a bit of an issue with the Iracing server in terms of being bound, but hopefully that resolves itself. 10 minutes of practice. So yeah, just a heads up then. So before we jump into today's session, we are going to be releasing the new site where we're going to be hosting all of our leagues. For the next week or so, we're going to be doing a sort of staged release of the website. You'll need an account on there. It's free to sign up, and you'll be able to join all of the sessions going forwards directly through there, view standings, championship, leaderboards, all of that jazz. So the Heart Me, Charlie, welcome in. So yeah, really cool stuff to come. So this will be the last of the public lobbies. We won't actually but I'll be sharing more details to come for that in the Discord. If you are in Discord, just keep an eye out for those announcements under the news channel. And we will be sharing everything over there in Sean in CW. How are we doing? Currently having a look at how Ethan Turner's getting on today. Had a mega first stint last week out at Daytona. He's running third, fighting for that pole position. Unfortunately, shooting into his second stint. Lost the front and rear at the same time over the bus stop chicane at Daytona. Sent his car into a wall, which ultimately took him out of the race. Ethan Turner, though, very strong here at Sebring. He's been telling me how much he loves this track. Definitely goes to show by the current P1 position at the moment, 59.6. Here with the Ford Mustang GT3. Down at the usual culprits as well, Nico Balron. Guess he'll be running the Porsche 911. Just see him in the background there. Unfortunately, no Jacob today. Jacob is messaged me fairly recently, just saying he's not feeling the greatest at the moment, so I've just got me today on commentary duty and stewarding duty here at Sebring. Luckily we do have quite a quiet session today, so not as busy as we have seen at some of the other tracks that we've been running at. So question for chat, I mean, how many of you took part in the Sebring 12 this year? How did you get on? What split was you in? Where did you finish? more drivers up on the leaderboard at the moment. Already got 12 drivers in today's session, 7 with lap times. Nico Valderrama here, the Porsche 911. He's been running this car for the last 6 weeks now. Knows the car well. Expecting to see him up at the top of the leaderboards during qualifying. If you are wanting to join today's session, feel free to do a search in the hosted sessions on Iracing. If you to search for Refined Motorsport, you'll find the Sebring GT broadcaster session in there. There isn't a password to join. What's required is that you have a GT3 car, you own Sebring, and you have an I rating of 1200 or more. Sebring definitely one of the trickiest circuits on the calendar, especially for some of these endurance events. A lot of tricky corners, including Sunset, which you'll see in Nico swinging his way around a whole 180 degrees. The longest right-handers on any of the circuits on Iracing, excluding those ovals. Turn 2, also a tricky corner to get right. Hugging the inside walls so you don't go too wide on the exit. Big curbs over the left and right hand side as you come through turns 3 and 4. Trying to find that perfect line through the exit onto turn 5. Into heavy braking zone. Right hander here that tightens up as the exit curve sort of pulls back in on you. That is one thing the drivers will have to keep an eye on today, and that is the height of these curbs. When the car too low is going to cause a lot of unsettling in terms of the body roll. Standard setup, so easily able to deal with it. Ethan Turner, the only driver at the moment into the 159s. To also see Ken Backen back here in the RAA Sim Sport livery. Showed up at Daytona with a lot of other drivers on his team. Driver running the McLaren 720S here today. Charlie O'Kane here as well in the Aston Martin, Advantage GT3. I remember driving this for the Turbo 24 this year, but the car I found incredibly stable under fixed setups, but a real struggle to drive on some of the pro setups from Go setups. Definitely felt like this car was always on edge. As we come into the final 30 seconds of practice. So, format for today, we do have a 15-minute qualifying session after this. It is open qualifying, meaning all drivers do go out on track at the same time. So it's up to them to find their rhythm, find their slot within the build. Followed by a 1 hour race. Now we are running a slightly different format here in terms of how we are running these races. That being a change in fuel load. So we've gone from a 50% fuel load to a 40% fuel load. Now what that means is that we should get some closer action towards the end of the race. Should give drivers the opportunity to sort of manage fuel saving over the course of 2 stints rather than sort of 1 and going all out after that. So let's have a quick chat to the drivers as they do come out for their qualifying session. Good evening everyone, can I just quickly get a radio check? Radio check. Radio is working at the moment. Let's quickly see if we can just have a look and see what's going on with our audio. That's because of the audio issues that we had earlier. How are we doing all? Can I just get a quick radio check? Radio check. Thank you. Good evening everyone. Welcome into the Refined Motorsport Sebring GT. Few less drivers than there was last week over at Daytona, but first of all, welcome in everybody. We are streaming over on Refined Motorsport on Twitch, YouTube and TikTok. So feel free to come and watch the broadcast over there, get live commentary, stewarding for this race as well, so I'll give you my black lines, penalties, and all that jazz where necessary, so I'm to hand back a position if necessary. One thing I will say is today we are changing the format from last week slightly. We've gone from a 50% max fuel loads to a 40% max fuel loads. So it should make for some slightly more interesting racing towards the end. Just so I'd let you guys know in case you didn't catch that in the Discord details when I posted the session. Which brings me to, if you're not in the Discord, feel free to come and join. Discord link is in the session details. Just Iracing why you guys see those in there. We've got 15 minutes of open qualifying, 11 minutes remaining, 12 minutes remaining for today, and then we'll be jumping into a 1 hour race. Yeah, thanks everybody for joining back. It's good to see some regulars here. Enjoy the race, guys. Obviously, keep listening out for any stupid decisions that are made over the radio as well. I'm hoping everybody heard that one. That would be slightly embarrassing if just want to check that you guys can still hear me. I've been having some audio issues as well. So, still waiting for those first lap times to jump up and onto the board. 5 minutes in already. First couple of minutes is definitely going to be about warming up the tyres. Generating heat in order to push for that first lap time. Interesting to see how many drivers we can get into the 159 today. It's Dylan Bragg. So that's the first time with a 2 minutes 2.3. Time again. Find now 2042. Pace not quite there for the drivers. You guys hear me on the radio? Guys, just sorting out the radio issue coming up. Which doesn't seem to be able to show. This. For some reason we have absolutely let's not worry too much about it for now. No idea what's going on. How are we doing, George? Welcome, mate. to know what is going on.